Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Teaching with Tula. I'm Laura Dupree, and you guessed it. Today we're going to do another Get Ready with Me, but this time, as I promised, we are going to be using all of our Tarte products that we received in the 7 for $77 bundles. So we got two of them, right? And so we actually have enough product, and some of which are my absolute favorites, um, to do an entire face. So I have already gone in and I just did a little something on the brows, but I did the full cleanse, the full moisturizer, primer. Everything is on. I think I'm going to go ahead because these guys might drive me a little batty. I'll just pull those up for right now. So we have a fresh, clean palette, and I'm excited to get started. So the first thing, and this is just, I'm not an expert. I'm just a woman of a certain age that has gotten somewhat into a routine about um, the process by which I put my makeups on. So we're going to start with the Tarte Shape Tape Radiant Concealer. And this is, I knew I was going to need the glasses. I don't know why I put them away. Oh, Radiant is the shade. Okay. 27B. Let's go ahead, and we're just going to apply some in my trouble areas where I know I do have some freckles that I don't necessarily care for. I've got other associated, kind of marks that, I'm not crazy about. Whatever, it's not a big deal. I'm just gonna kind of go around. Gonna use up what's on the brush. Okay, I'm not gonna go in for a second time. I'm just making use of what I have. So I'm gonna put that on. Now we're going to come in with our new brush, which, P.S., love the new brush. We're just gonna tap, 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 tap in the concealer. I always try to get a little bit up in the lines. And yeah, I've got the smoker lines. Listen, I smoked for what, 40 years, something like that. I don't smoke any longer, but that is what happens. This is, it's kind of, you never think when you start that, first of all, it would ever be anything that you couldn't stop anytime you wanted to. Some people can just smoke like that, but I was never one of those people. So of course it led to a 40-year habit, and I am finally able to let it go. So that is gonna be the concealer. I almost think I don't need anything else, but I am going to go in with the Maracuja Tinted Hydrator. So this is just going to be your tinted moisturizer, basically. 10N Fair Neutral is the shade. So we're just going to go in and cover the highlights. And then we're going to follow up with our brush. But we're just, meanwhile, going to get everything kind of tapped in. And then we're going to go back in with our little brush here and work that in. And yeah, I do tend to go in on the eyelids as well, just because I have a lot of, because my skin is so fair, I do tend to get a lot of, like, you can see all the little um, veins and things coming through. And I just kind of like to cover them a little bit so that the eyeshadow, when applied, it doesn't have to compete. Um, so we've got that now. I don't, every time, absolutely every time. I don't know why I'm not prepared because it happens every time. But just gonna clean off my hands a little bit before I pick up the next thing. So what happens from here, it can be a variety of things. Um, I'm not so hard over one or another as far as next steps are concerned. But I will say, um, because I tend to look super pale right now, and I feel like I need a little bit of inspo, a little inspiration to work with. So I'm going to start with the lips because I need to add some color like ASAP. So I'm going to go in with my new lip liner. And P.S., you guys, this has turned out to be very, very good. Very nice, very good. Maracuja Juicy Lip Liner in the shade. I think it says cherry, but I could be wrong. It's so teeny tiny. No, doesn't actually. Oh, Rose in Bloom is the shade. So we're going to go in. We're going to do a little lining. Now, because of these lines, you guys, I like to go in with something that isn't going to bleed. Sometimes they do, and you just can't help it. But, I really, because when it bleeds, then they really just show up, right? It's just like, yeah, we're here. Guess what? She smoked for many years, and shame on her, and all of that. But again, no longer smoke. Okay, see, I'm justifying it already. There was that. Now I'm going to go in with the Maracuja Juicy Shift. This is, no, we're going to go in with the Maracuja Juicy Lip Vinyl in the shade of, I just need to keep these out, Shimmering Rose. So again, another rose. This is what it's going to look like. And it is actually just a really good match for that. Very, very good match for that. Go back in and just, I don't like to leave the outside of these sticky and icky. So there, we have a little bit of a lip. Now the color is coming in. Got a little something there. Um, at some point, we may come in with just a little bit of a, this is CEO. This is one of my favorites of the Maracuja. It just adds a little something. And I'm not applying it all over. I'm just kind of putting it in the center. So there you go. There's our lip look. Let's let that kind of sink in. And let's transition into, we can do cheeks. And I'm trying to figure out if I want to use this. But I think because of the contour, I'm going to skip on this for right now. We may use some of the highlighter in here, so stand by. And I think I'm going to go to, and I need to get more of the blush tape. This is the shade pink. It just says pink. So we're going to go in and we're going to, I like this because I don't have to get my hands like all icky and gooey. So I do like that about it. It's definitely got that Charlotte Tilbury kind of a vibe. Anytime I see something like this, it just reminds me of Charlotte Tilbury. Um, P.S. though, I've never uh, used these products by Charlotte. Um, they've typically been either dupes of some kind or just another brand that happens to have um, something similar application wise. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to do a little contour. So I'm going to go in on the side of the nose a little bit, just like a little bit. Then we're going to come on the bottom. We're going to go along the jawline. And whenever I do this, I realize, oh, it's time to take care of the strays on my face. Actually, you know what? We've got a little bit of there. It's a little tame now. Um, so we're going to go in with the contour kind of below. And what we're doing here is we're really carving out the face. So this is what's causing the illusion, or supposed to, right? Um, so that being said, let's find our brush that we're going to go in and we're just going to start to work the product. So we're going to tap, 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 tap. So it's casting a shadow on one side and now the other side of my face. So it's essentially making things a little bit more streamlined. I'll just keep tapping it in. And then as we move to the bottom, we're going to do the same. This is going to kind of shadow, move kind of the jowls into more of a shadow situation. So they're not so out there and in your face. And I am fairly new to this. Actually, you know what? We're going to go up here too. We're going to do a little, not a lot, just a little up here. I am fairly new to this. So, and again, not an expert. I'm just sharing with you guys how I do it. And, I personally feel like if you like the results and it is what you do and you like it, then there's no wrong way, right? Um, this is a judgment free zone, but you can kind of see now that we're working this in that the cheeks are coming in a little bit more. And when we do this side, we're just gonna, and this is just adding some foundational color. And because I've really, really thick in here with the wrinkles, I don't think we're going to be doing any more highlighting than this, honestly. I think I'm starting to think that, it really is better to go in with less product, and more maybe of a matte type of a finish for the cheeks, just because the more sparkle just brings all your attention to to the things that you don't necessarily want to be paying attention to. That in this case being, um, being all of these. And I don't know. I'm sure you can see them. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Nothing fancy today because this is garage clean out day. So we're just putting on a face. Okay, so now we're going to go into the Amazon palette that I have. I love this formula. I cannot, it's, it's, it's amazing and I love it. So this is by far my favorite. This is where we start. So we're just going to go in, tap, tap, tap. Love this eyeshadow. Love, love, love. Love. Exciting and new. Come aboard. Da-da, expecting you. Okay. We're going to go in on both sides. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Yo, I don't normally do this, but because we're just doing a get ready with me, and we're doing for all intents purposes just playing with makeup here. This is a great time, I think, for me to try. And let me just give this a little blend real quick because I feel like I want to make sure that I take care of any harsh lines. I personally think that we're going to go in with something different, and I'm wearing a blue shirt today, so maybe we go in with the blue. Let's see what that looks like. We're just going to see, you guys. We can play. So I'm not going to start out with a lot on the brush. I'm just going to go maybe once and then turn the brush over. Now this is a shimmer and we're putting it on top of a matte. So we're going to go through. When I start, I usually start like right in the very corner and I bring it down, and then I go back up to the corner and I bring it across. Now I'm hoping this doesn't make me look sickly, because again, when you're pale like this, you have to be really careful about shades and the colors that you use, because some of them can wash you out even more and make you look like maybe you're not in the best of health. And we don't want that. That's not the look we're going for, right? So we're just gonna continue to work this in. All right, now I'm gonna go in with my blending brush and we're just gonna do some blending back and forth. Okay, all right, I'm not hating it. I don't hate it. I think it's okay. So let's go ahead and let's do the same on this eye. Again, we're going to start right in the corner, work our way down first. And I can tell I do not have enough on my brush. And then we're going to go starting back in the corner. We're going to go across the crease of the eye, coming back down again. I use the very corner as my starting point always, so that I'm not dragging the color into areas that I didn't want it. So again, starting here, coming back down here. So you just have to be kind of a little bit intentional there. And I'm going to bring it up just a smidge. Here's the thing. This eye droops for me. And yes, I actually did have a stroke. We don't know when, but I did have a stroke. So I don't know if that is I just honestly don't know if that's when this droop really came into be or what, but it is what it is. It's a droop. I can't help it. So we just try to do our best to make sure that it's not overly highlighted, if that makes sense. So we try to just kind of even things out in by bringing the color up a little bit higher on this side. I feel like it kind of opens up the eye a little bit more. This eye doesn't need it. This eye definitely does. So, anyways, it's just kind of our way of counterbalancing both eyes. So, okay, we're in a good place now. We've got the foundation of everything. Now we're going to add the sparkle. So, we're going to start with the eyeliner. And I don't want to go in heavy-handed. So, we're just going to again, we're going to start in the corner because that's our favorite place to start and work our way inwards. We're not doing an overly thick line. We're just doing very simple. And on the bottom, just barely a hint. Get as close to that water line as you can. So we're adding some definition, not a bunch. Honestly, this eyeliner is perfect for this job. Because some you don't have a lot of control over because of their size, but this is like skinny, teeny, tiny, and I absolutely stinking love it. It is in the shade of brown, but it just gives you the ability, like, I don't know, you guys, I don't think, honestly, that I would want to go back to using anything else. This is just so right on, and it allows for such precision that I I think we need backups of this and backups of the backups because I don't see myself wanting to change and move away from that at all. All right, so next up we're going to go in and we're going to do the mascara and our primer, but first we're going to curl our lashes. So just, and I know some may say, well, I don't know, I've never used those before. Listen, there's no right or wrong way. There's just effective and ineffective, less effective, whatever. But for me, it is necessary. Some people, it's not necessary at all. They have beautiful curly lashes that just automatically curl when you put the mascara on. Mine are not that. So we're going to move on. As soon as I curl, I try to get the rest of it on kind of as soon as I can. So this is the tubing. It's called Tartelette Tubing Lash Primer. It is a white primer, and we're just going to go in and start priming these lashes. So what this is going to do is it's going to add some volume to the bare uh to the bare lash. It's going to add some volume and maybe, not maybe, definitely length also. Okay, so we got that going for us. And then we're going to do a little bit on the bottom as well. And then we're going to go in with our mascara. And the mascara of choice is the tubing mascara, Tartelette Extra Long. XL, I'm going to say, is extra long. So we're going to go in. This is also, this is the shade of brown. So we're keeping it in the brown family. And I don't like to overdo on the mascara, but I definitely do want to know that I'm wearing mascara. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I want it to be visible. Doesn't have to be super chunky or thick, but my eyelashes are really not all that full, and that, I'm sure, is from years of me pulling them out while I'm too lazy to remove it the proper way. I'll pick at my lashes. I've done that for years. And so I'm sure that there are casualties. As a result, there have been casualties over the years. Now, I'm going to have to go back in. And for those that that haven't walked through one of these with me before, um, what I was using before was I would go in with a primer. Primer did a great job, but then I would go in with a heavier kind of a mascara and really pump up the volume. It just seems like it's taking forever. I don't know what the dealio is, but anyways, and then I would go in with the mascara from Thrive Cosmetics, which is also a very, very good mascara that I have purchased more than once. It's on the list of items that I would happily pay full price for when I run out, because I do really like that brand too. And the Tarte is good. I'm not fully prepared to say it's as good as the method I was using before, but you can tell I'm wearing it. Now we're going to go in and we're going to do the same with the other eye. Just do the curling. Ooh, I pinched myself. Curl, curl, curl. You can see already. Can you see this is dropping now? It's kind of crazy. It just does that, you guys. I don't have much control over it, so we live with it. It doesn't really bother me that much unless I'm paying attention to it, and letting it, but I don't take anything on my face too seriously. I don't have any bits that I, you know, can't stand about it. I'm trying really hard at almost 60 years old to just love myself for who I am and what I am and what I look like. It doesn't really matter. What's on the inside is the important part. And I feel like if you're shining from the inside, um, then you're shining all over. I just really do believe that. All right. And then finally, we're going to finish up with this, with our mascara. Maybe it's I can't tell what it is that, maybe it's one of those, it's too thin of um, a spoolie. Maybe I need something bigger to pick up more. I'm not sure. But I'm not giving up, you guys. I am not giving up. What this may end up being is that maybe I do go back to the same routine where we use a nice thick one first and then come in and finish with the fine tubing mascara. There we go. We're going to do the bottom lashes. All right. I think we're good, you guys. So that's going to do it. That's our face. That's our face. Okay, so we do need a bit of a spray. I do want to set it. And so we're going to come in. It's not Tarte, but it is the Sophia Maybell Hydra Hold setting spray. So we're just going to set it and forget it. And that's going to do it, you guys. That is going to do it. We're just going to maybe go in with a little, dry it a little bit. Probably need a little bit more on the lips. Actually, I'm just going to. There we go. A little bit more there, and we're good. Good to go. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on a Saturday. I don't know about you, but I had a good time. I really do like the results from the Tarte Cosmetics. I like their formulas. I just do. I think they're great. And although I may not be using the exact same products every day, there's certainly some that I absolutely will use when I'm using a tinted moisturizer. This is going to be it. When I'm using an eyeliner, this will definitely be it. Loving this, my favorite palette ever. Um, love the contour stick. There's just so much to love. So, although I may vary in the mascara arena, the tubing primer, or for the lashes, I'm all about it. I think it's great. And yeah, I think I'm like, at the end of the day, this is great. It's amazing. If you like what it is that we do here, we've got more videos coming up. I know for a fact we've got our FabFitFun, the beauty edit box is here. We'll be doing that starting next week. And we have some other items, another Ipsy haul. We've got other things that are coming in that we'll be digging into. Folks, I am going to be going through a process by which we're starting to change things up a little bit in my office. We're going to be doing some redecorating, and there's just some activity I have to do to get myself a little bit more coordinated. And if you like what it is that we do here, please let me know. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment. None of those things cost anything, but they do go a long way to support me and my channel. And it's more important now than it has ever been, because we're getting to a crossroads here. I have been struggling with some health issues, and I'm just, I want to continue doing videos, but I do also want to make sure that it adds value, not just to my life, but that folks are interested, that they care to see this content. And so I'm wide open to suggestions. Please, my friends, leave a comment. Let me know what's happening in your mind. And um, hopefully we'll be able to continue to bring you guys good content. And yeah, that's going to do it for today, you guys. I want to say thank you so much for being here. I know your time is valuable, and I am truly grateful for any bit of it that you choose to spend hanging out with me. It really does mean the world. So, that being said, please, my friends, stay blessed and be well, and we will see you next time. Bye.
I'll lace my boots and step on out. This world of wonders, no room for doubt. With every step I learn, I grow. I found the beauty in the glow. Mirrors, reflection, story untold. Each line, each scar, a treasure of gold. I'm diving deep, uncovering the key, finding what works, what sets me free.